Isekai anime is by far one of the most contentious genre of animes that sparks some of the most
heated conversations.
It is either loved or it is either hated. It's like putting mayonnaise on your peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Just me.
Okay, well, today I want to talk about some of the tropes that I myself, as an Isekai fan, hate. 7 tropes in Isekai that I hate and why I think it would be better as a genre without them. Number 1, harem without the sauce. So what I mean, and I think you know what I mean when I say the sauce, but having harem without an additional element of sauce, or like even like an 18 plus kind of vibe, is like bread without butter. Like, why would I want that? Like, this, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, for me, the harem just lends itself so well to that saucy kind of,
horny edginess
that I think it should just kind of stay in its own lane. But for some reason, in a lot of different isekai, it kind of just taints the water, taints the supply too much. And I personally think that the genre would be better off without having that very constant and consistent expected crossover. Number 2, convenience magic. So I think we also know anytime we watch an isekai, there's always that heavy-handed chance that the MC has just got some magic in his back pocket that he just seems to be able to pull out at the most convenient time when he's backed into a corner, and it's just like the most random spell of all. He's like, oh, I don't know if you noticed, but I can generate ladders out of my arms and climb to safety. I'm not even kidding. Like, stuff like that happens in isekai all the time, where it's just like there was no prior context clues that's gonna happen or foreshadowing for any of this magic. It just kind of comes out of the blue, and I think it very much makes it seem like the writer was just struggling with finding a way out, that they were like, you know what, just like, I don't know, give him a new power. It makes the stakes so low, because then you just think in the future everything is going to be very, very low effort when it comes to getting the MC out of a really tight, dangerous spot. Number 3, more unique character design. We all know that the MCs in isekai especially have a very, very generic look. I mean, just look at Sung Jin Woo and Solo Leveling. That's kind of the standard. And then the levels of Chad that they get throughout their development kind of changes a little bit, but it's usually just like that cookie cutter, like, they're good looking and they're ripped for some reason. Like, I'm talking just like 8-pack, like just abs on top of abs. Like, they've got abs like on their chin kind of vibe. Just, they're so cut to the core. I think isekai would just benefit so much from having much more random, weird, unique, quirky types of character design to mix it up. Because whenever I see that main character, like cookie cutter cut out, I'm always just like, yeah, we're starting with this. It's like if you go into like an RPG and you just start with the default skin and then just leave it that way and don't change anything throughout your whole playthrough. Number 4, secretly being OP. The main characters in isekai oftentimes will start out just being like god tier kind of, strength, power characters, and they know it. But then there's the opposite, where it's a guy that's just, I'm not really good at anything, and he's super humble, and he's just like, I just am like happy to be here, but I just don't really have any magic or anything like that. I've only ever practiced like my backflips, but then for some reason his backflips like generate a tornado that can just destroy anything in his path. Or it's someone that just the only thing they've practiced is defense, and their defense somehow becomes their offense, and it's just not exciting, man. It's just not exciting. Just let us see the power scaling kind of gradually go up. Don't just make it like it's either they're goated or they're secretly goated. Number 5, 0 lollies, please. I mean it when I say it. Please take lollies out of isekai. that's it. Number 6, adventure guilds. Adventure guilds do serve a purpose in some isekai, I understand, but when it's in every single one, it's just, you know, the typical like Genshin Impact kind of pub that people just go to, and the front desk people are always really cool or really cute or end up being a love interest or whatever it is. It's just it again is just something that has lost so much of its flavor and uniqueness because of how overdone it is, that I just think when you're writing an isekai now, maybe just consider, like, even if you're just changing it a bit, make it more unique, make it more, you know, customizable to the show, because all of them, you could just convince me, you could show me just pictures of different adventure guilds from like 10 different isekai, and I bet my life, I bet you that I could not tell you the difference in them. Number 7, friendship magic. You know, this isn't just a trope that's specific to isekai. This is a trope specific to anime. In any anime, you know that if the MC has got some mates and is, you know, low on his luck and he's not looking too great in a battlefield, but they got to keep it going, obviously. If your friends show up and form, like, I don't know, say a triangle or a square around them, it's gonna just form some type of unique friendship magic that can just transfer abilities or make the MC stronger or build them up at a time where they're at their lowest. And I would just much rather see the main character have to go through it and learn a lesson or grow in some way, rather than just their friends being like, hey, actually I learned this 7 years ago, so here's the knowledge, and yeah, you can pretty much just beat anybody now. And yeah, it's just another example of something that I think you put in when you maybe really don't want to have to do that kind of backstory consideration when it comes to the writing aspect of an isekai, which I get. You know, it's a genre where people are pumping it out left and right and they want to make their money. I get that, but like, just a little bit of thought in terms to the backstory or the main character's journey would be lovely. Well, there you have it. Those are my 7 tropes that I hate in most isekai that I wish we could get rid of. And I genuinely think if more isekai or isekai writers and creators moved away from some of these tropes, we would get a lot more unique isekai and a lot more unique anime out of that genre, as opposed to just feeling like it's very, very oversaturated or cookie cutter or whatever it is you want to call it. I really do think isekai is a great genre because it offers just so much room to experiment with really random and weird concepts that can either be really funny or really just quirky and random and fun. But the problem is, if they're all doing kind of the same thing, you know, it just kind of loses the plot, kind of loses fans' interest, for me at least. I mean, let me know what you think, if there's any tropes that you dislike, or if there's tropes in isekai that you do like. I would love to hear about them and consider them maybe if I make another video like this, and especially on another genre. And until next time, that's the video for today. I appreciate everyone for watching.
Bye now.